In a world where A-Dub and E-Ray have left their mics, a man emerges from Bill and Ted's phone booth that also kind of looks like a DeLorean to give the people what they didn't even know they needed. He captivates the masses with his stories of quantum leaping from one wrestling era to another, comparing and contrasting the wrestling world of old with the wrestling world of today in only the way he can. Ladies and gentlemen, Let Me Book the Territory proudly presents The B.A. Show, featuring Sean from Fourth Rope Wrestling, powered by the Embrace the Turn Up Network.
Hey, yo. You already know what it is. With that being said, it's gotta be another episode 18 to be exact, of none other than The B.A. Show. You already know what it is. It is I, B-A-D-B-I-C, a.k.a. Black IRS, a.k.a. the beef of the motherfucking East, B.A. Bigelow, a.k.a. the infamous Taker Broke My Neck brother. You'll find out more what that means later, but as I always come on these DeLorean-fueled, nostalgia-driven episodes of the BA Show, I cannot do them with none other than the man that is there to fill in my blanks. Pause. No.
Oh, God.
I don't even know what that means.
No, that just sounded bad.
Well, I mean it in the sense of like, when I don't know something, like the era of wrestling from the years 2006 to essentially 2017, 18-ish. Well, I mean, he's there to cover that era because, you know, I got the old school shit. Let me just shut up. You already know who he is. Light skin keeps sweat, as we call him on the main pod. The wise man here. Mr. Fourth Rope, Glock Strickland, if you will, swerving with his left and right. The wise man, aka Sean. What's good, homie?
Not much. Finally back in my place, so if I seem a little unreserved now, that is why. I am uncapped, unfiltered. I can say all the words that might offend
he's not
you.
In distress anymore.
Exactly. I am stress-free. I can light a blunt in my own domain.
Beautiful.
And let my balls swing at night and crank the AC up to whatever temperature I want.
Definitely not a video pod with those visuals going on here, sir. You know,
my bad.
We understand. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah. I'm sitting down right now.
We would all hope, yes, but yeah, I regularly do that kind of stuff here, as we all know. BA's always just saying stuff that just sounds inappropriate when you could have like your professor, if you're in college listening to this, or your boss at work say these things. They probably don't sound as gross, but that's why they pay me the big bucks here at Let Me Book the Territory Incorporated. And speaking of which, thought we'd get a little creative with you guys this evening, because we're dropping a lot of content on y'all between this show and the main pod, and just all the graps, old, new, then, now, forever. Shout out to the Fed that we is. So me and the wise man were conversing and trying to think of some different stuff to do. We hit y'all with the Furious SummerSlam episodes in the month of August. We've been hitting y'all with other stuff here. A lot of ECW. Shout out to our all-star across all brands, the homie Lance Storm. Just felt like bringing him up. He's always going to be shouted out here. And one day he'll come on this show, I'm sure, once he listens back to these episodes.
We will have Lance Storm on this show, I guarantee
he deserves
you.
his flowers. Man deserves his flowers. But we are definitely going to work on that in the future. But we wanted to do something around like some infamy around some matches, and we thought no better month than a lot of infamous matches, as we've been discussing, in Survivor Series. Yes, Survivor Series. A lot of matches you probably didn't think, and not even matches that we didn't even get into all these matches. You're probably like, that happened at Survivor Series, right? So we got a plate for y'all. We got some interesting different dishes here at the BA table, the compound here, if you will, the virtual one. of the nostalgia pod of Thanksgiving greatness that we're giving here this month between all these shows. So, yeah, man.
I love it.
It's beautiful, man. So we're not gonna exactly just lay it out for y'all. We gonna pull out the dishes with the big fancy cover over it, and then y'all gonna just open them up and see what the fuck we said. So with that being said, we're not going too far back in the DeLorean. This is a quick trip. Probably the quickest we've taken on this show to a year of 2016. This is when BA was just starting to like download the WWE network, and everybody knows why I just huffed and puffed right now, just in a good way. Just I missed it. But anyways, I had the network on my phone, was going, and there were some familiar faces back in wrestling, some of which I never thought I'd see again. I'd say one of them, we already know who he was here, Mr. Suplex City. He was holding the brand up at the time, the whole company basically, by barely coming in on a regular basis. He created the whole show up as least as possible and make the most fad that seems to be very popular here between wrestling and also this show. Shout out to A-Dub. Good old fucking Brock Lesnar. And he had a feud that he felt he had to make up for. No, not that Stone Cold feud we all missed out on, we'll probably never get. Not that one. But the other bald-headed white man that worked at this company. None other than Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg. Every time.
Or should we say in this era, Oldberg, as you heard a lot of people really shitting on the fact that he came here and kind of strong-armed his way back into the WWE. At the time, Wise Man, would you say that WWE was heavy in their nostalgia bag at this point?
Yes. Not even did he strong-arm his way back into the dub. He strong-armed his way into a belt. They put a belt on him. That
very good
motherfucker
point.
Right there.
Yeah, that'd be the universal title, the one that we haven't seen in years, almost a year, I'd say, on our real show, the real current times. But yes, that type, brand new-ish at the time. Yeah. That was definitely a belt that you would not think of an old man coming back to do his old nostalgia run would be put on, considering the likes of up-and-comers like Finn Balor and KO that he laid down for this. It's insanity going on at this time. I was shocked at what I was seeing, honestly. Very confusing as the kind of passive eye looking in, like, because I knew wrestling. I know old guys are there to make the young guys look better and put them over. But it just rung back to just Goldberg of old. He's here to get over. He's got this whole thing where I gotta look good for my son. So it was just weird to me, bro. But that's where we're at here. That match where he fought, Goldberg is defending, if I remember correctly, at this time, right?
Oh, bro, I couldn't fucking tell you. I don't think either of them were champs. I mean,
they're just going. This is the grudge match era. Yes, this is before we got to his title run, I believe.
Yeah, this unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, so we are gonna do a watch along to this match, and if anybody is familiar with this match, this is like 2 or 3 minutes, like 90 seconds, I think they said he beat him in. But WWE somehow squeezes out a 10-minute video clip out of this.
Wow.
So we're just gonna watch the whole fucking thing.
Let's do it. Press run.
So
you guys can find this on YouTube, by the way. This is further free on YouTube. Just Google Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar Survivor Series 2016.
I mean, and they're talking about it was like 12 fucking years since Goldberg has like wrestled since he came back at this point. Shout out to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's my favorite wrestling personality.
That's why he's the wise man here, folks. That Sean, that is.
Jesus. Shaved Brock Lesnar, like, on the face with no facial hair and shit like that just looks scary.
Yeah, he looks very hate crime-ish. Way more than he does now. Now he just looks like a good old boy that may be growing weed in his backyard, and he's got some friends and loves to just grill like whole animals in this shit.
Oh,
like
basically, yeah. Like 2016 Lesnar looks like he'd hit me with an ER quick.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Very quick.
But he was scary.
Oh, super scary.
It sounded like the commentator just said MAGA match, by the way, but said mega. I just wanted to throw that out there.
We talk match.
About freshly clean cut, fresh out of his UFC run, just off of that pack, if you will. not the ones that get in Michigan, if you know what I'm saying.
Shout out to that Monroe pack.
Monroe, Michigan, we thank you. Yes.
Bro, right?
Dispensary City, it seems, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Dispensary
podcast.
Fucking city.
Yeah. Let me book the dispensary coming soon.
Right? Oh, look at it. You got the crowd. Goldberg. They were hyped for this shit.
Why were they hyped for this, bro? This is, see, again, passive eye. Like, why were they so excited to see Goldberg come back on this run? Because it's just Goldberg? I mean, and this was a starved product at the time. I got to think about it. There was some bullshit going on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This is
fucking
wild.
Goldberg, bro.
I can't believe it.
I always love the entrance. This is
Top
like the
Dollar
most
knocking on the door. I thought that was Top Dollar. Who's hotter?
It might be. It might be Top Dollar. Jesus Christ, that might be Top Dollar.
I would hope he just got out the NFL. That might be Top Dollar. Wow.
You know, he was doing a bunch of side shit like the WWE like treasures and shit like that. He was running that for a while.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I never saw it, but I heard about it.
Walking through the back. Aren't the police supposed to be like right beside him until he enters? Like, what the fuck, bro? You lacking in security.
WWE blowing the gimmick. This shows you they weren't. They do this stuff on purpose. I feel like the WCW nostalgia.
Disgrace the WCW gimmick.
Like, yeah, just
yo.
Like, here.
Do you think these bitches hurt? Like all the sprinklers that hit Goldberg and shit like that. Like,
I don't know, but one thing I do know, and I remember commenting on this quite a bit at this run, is this inhaling of whatever the fuck this is shooting off can't be good for his old man lungs. I'm sure. Yeah, can't be good. You should just smoke the THC or the CBD, Goldberg. That can't be
inhaling
good.
fucking
just
pyro
chemicals.
fumes.
Right. Shit, nobody can spell. He's just putting in his veins. 2K17. Was that a good one or no? I wasn't outside yet.
What, 2K17?
Yeah.
Did I play that? I don't know, bro. The 2K series kind of scarred me.
What?
I don't know if you know this.
How?
Do you know the story behind the 2K series, bro? Like,
I mean,
up until
outside
recently?
of just 2K20 being trash, I don't really know much about it.
Yeah, they didn't have a 2K21 because it was so garbage.
That's
and they
like
took
the
a year
most I know.
and they took a year to rebuild their fucking game. That's why. It was terrible.
and I got the Rey Mysterio one. That was the first 2K I ever bought. No, I bought 2018 on some. I'm getting back into wrestling, and I'm a wrestling game guy. That's what I fucks with on the nostalgia side. So I was like, hey, no better thing than to get back in it than a wrestling game. 2K18 wasn't terrible, but it wasn't.
I'm still
great
playing
either.
the current 2Ks, but I played. You know, you gonna laugh, but I still play Fight Forever. So
I'm gonna laugh, but also not be surprised at the same time. This is all I'm saying. Oh,
look at this matchup.
Great.
Look, were you into the product when this match was on, Goldberg versus Lesnar?
Like I said, I was tiptoeing back in. This is where I would be like, me and E-Ray on the main show would be like texting back and forth. I go see E-Ray at an event and be like, oh, you was at that shit? Like, he just talk random shit. And then I was slowly getting back in. Really what the drawing for me was NXT, the OG NXT. That's where I was really in. This was like a byproduct of me watching NXT. I was watching NXT. Like, I would make a point to watch TakeOver.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I fuck with that.
And this was like just a byproduct.
Boy, put him in the corner.
NXT.
Hold on. Look, boy, shoved him out the corner. That's when I was like, oh shit, all right. Goldberg, they not making him go over or making him, just job to Brock Lesnar.
He wouldn't have came back for that. Come on, man. Let's be real here. Unless Brock capped and said he's gonna go and he went into business for himself.
A spear. Look at this. You see the animalistic instinct to go back to the corner. Look at this nigga.
Ridiculous.
Paul Heyman just yelling.
All of it's ridiculous, especially when you think about what's happening in wrestling right now. Ridiculous. I hate this.
Goldberg
this
looks
so
like
terrible.
he has popped a fucking fuse and is just... Yo, props to Brock.
Aorta.
Brock is one of like the best sellers for someone. Brock can make anybody look good.
I give him that. I'm shocked. I don't remember. I must have blocked this out of my mind. Again, never thought that this was a Survivor Series match, guys, listeners. Like, this is Survivor Series 2016.
Going for the jackhammer.
I do remember this because it was so weird seeing Brock get squashed like this.
It's so weird seeing Brock Lesnar in a squash match. 1, 2, 3. Two spears.
I just got sick to my stomach watching this again. This is such bullshit.
I can hear it in your voice. So for the people that have not seen this, which if you're a WWE fan, you've seen this.
Sorry, reacting to the stupid crowd.
Goldberg hit this nigga with 2 spears and a jackhammer.
Just the nostalgia money, just ching, 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 ching. Oh, he's back, guys. This is a fucking disgrace.
This is my shit.
I feel like I just, speaking of 2K, this seems like some 2K shit. All of this, the commentary I'm hearing, what I'm seeing in the ring, it doesn't seem real. This seems like
some
somebody
fucking 2K universe
somebody's
shit.
actually playing with the game. It's like if somebody like 2 people sitting in the same house playing each other, and then whoever was playing with Brock Lesnar got up to answer the door or some shit, and then whoever was playing with Goldberg just
finished the match.
That's what it looks like to me. This is so ridiculous. All right, look, Homeboy's trying to figure out how he gonna tip the pizza delivery guy while old boy is just going off.
Going ham on him on the controller.
He come back like, what the fuck, man? Like, that's some bullshit. What a shit match.
Oh, God. But this is an iconic moment in Survivor Series history.
See that, boy? See what I just did in there to that man?
Little do you know, Little Gage goes on to get choked out by a big black man named Bobby Lashley.
We should have watched that. 2-0. At least they can't inflate this record. See, this is a joke.
Yo, Goldberg looks racist, so Bobby Lashley did a favor.
Facts. Goldberg is so blown up right now.
2 spears and a jackhammer. He's blown the fuck up.
2.5 minutes of work, he just got paid more than what most people make in a year for that job. This WWE used to suck. What is that mask that dude was wearing? Is that
what do you mean they used to suck? This is prime WWE in 2016, buddy.
Shout out to Brock Lesnar. More reasons why he's an immediate Hall of Famer as soon as he says, I'm done just stealing checks from y'all for the 1 or 2 shows I will do a year.
Hey, he coming back for Mania, brother. You better expect it.
You already know. I'm surprised he ain't come back for Saudi. He probably was like, I ain't sitting on that plane.
Right. Oh, Goldberg's picked up his son. That's so cute.
This is all ridiculous.
This is beautiful. But yes, I'm gonna just stop it right there because there's no need to go on past this point.
Thank you, Jesus.
So yes,
I don't want to make fun of. Well, that kid's a grown man now. I can make fun of him.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But yes, I'm happy to bring back all the negative feels to BA about this. Absolutely.
I got nauseous immediately. I was pumped when I saw Brock. I can go through all the emotions I just went through. I was excited when I saw Brock. I was shocked that Top Dollar might have just been Top Dollar security for Goldberg. That's still blowing my mind.
Top flight security, Craig. Yes. Of the world.
The 2K advertising, which made me think of 2K. Then all of a sudden, this became a 2K match. And here we are. And they're just milking the nostalgia bag. Gross. This is a perfect example of what was wrong with the WWE from the years, in my opinion, of like 2015 up until when Vince got caught up paying for pussy. That's all I gotta say. Allegedly. Please don't sue me, Vince.
Well, no, is that I don't.
It's allegedly. Anytime there's a question
bro.
on the BA show,
when a nigga lay out a bunch of paperwork talking about this and you resign from your job and just go rogue, like
and sell out all your ownership in it.
You didn't fight.
My man cashed out.
Exactly.
I mean, can you blame the old man? Like, when you walk around with a cane now? I saw a picture of Vince McMahon where somebody was claiming it was definitely a joke. It was like, hey, I just caught a picture with the crying meme guy, and it was Vince McMahon was just chilling in his cave with his fucking blazer on, his Gomez Adams gimmick going. Like, Vince just paying for pussy, living his life, man. Let that man die in piece, I guess.
Do him, whatever, man. Do him.
I'm sure some other people have stronger thoughts about that he really affected their lives. I'm assuming. I don't know.
They're probably under NDA still, so.
Hey, man. We just go move along on that statement.
Moving on. BA, what was your second pick, sir, for the Survivor Series matches and moments?
Lordy Lord. We're going to have to go to a good old time frame in which it was 1991. This is more of the typical BA show fare.
91? This is the earliest we've ever went.
Oh, we gonna start going early. We at the end of the year, y'all. Me and the wise men are planning some big things around here. We gonna start digging into some real just garbage of the back in the day, and this is particular is tougher, I'd say, because of the suspension of disbelief in which you have to suspend yourself when you're watching old school WWF wrestling. So now Survivor Series 91, we're not going to be here for the Survivor Series match. We're here actually for a WWF title match, if you will. Would be Hulk Hogan versus The Undertaker. And I believe, no, Hogan's absolutely champ. Excuse me.
Oh,
no.
You what? That was a question?
Time out. Continue, wise man. I want to say, because I believe as we talk around this, and I'll bring up the talking points around what actually happens in this match. But the lead up to it is the whole Flair's around. Flair's back, right? So this is 91. Flair bringing over big gold belt. Even like before they show this match in the clips, because they can't show big gold in that state for some reason on their television. It's like blurred out, like Ric Flair has like his dick out or something. It's hilarious to me. I'm just like, oh, it's just big goldie. They just can't show it on TV anymore. But I have a question about that later on if we get to it. But more importantly, Undertaker is like a henchman for Flair essentially, as far as like what he's doing with him and things of that nature, and how Hogan gets involved with him. So as I go back, and I want to say very much so that Hogan was not champ, but as I look here a little deeper, Hogan was champ. But The Undertaker wins this match, as we'll find out in this match. But there's a lot of other stuff goes on besides Taker going over, brother. More in the fashion which the lure of backstory on the match, in which things Hogan said that took place in the match that were proven as false as we get into it.
Very false.
Better background, but I think Hogan, like that's I said, I think some title change happens, but is any Hogan changing titles with somebody? He always has something extra to say about it. So, and this place, as far as where to start this up at, wise man, on the folks peacocks out there, pause. What is it, a minute or hour and 11 roughly?
We're just gonna go hour 12 minutes.
Hour 12 minutes on Survivor Series 1991. Yes, this was not the main event as well, so that's probably another reason why Hogan did not want to have this at the main event, because he wasn't going over, brother.
Not going over.
Hogan's
brother.
not posing, as we'll see. He's doing a lot of other stuff in this fucking match, but yes. As we always do when we're doing the actual watch along, it's a little different on that last match. I was just whatever, but here we'll do our good old start off for the good old peeps at 1 hour, 12 minute and 1 second.
Play. All right. So where I chose to start it, we got Taker coming down the aisle. Shout out to Boney Khan.
Old school Taker. Look at
you
the
see
kids
all these
terrified until the camera gets on them.
All these kids are terrified until they realize they're on camera.
Hey man, that fear was real. I can speak to it. And whoever else, 80s baby, mid 80s babies out there that were kids of early elementary school age at this era, feel me, because Taker was fucking scary as shit. The whole presentation, scary. Undertaker looked like a real life, like this is who he is. And that's why, to his point, he kept it in character like he did, because he saw the fear of kids like myself of how scary he looks in real life, because he always walked around like that.
And then it gets instantly ruined by Real American.
Ugh. Here he is, the red and yellow machine.
fucking crazy for Hulk Hogan, bro. This nigga was like,
I mean, look at
Jesus,
him, man.
Michael Jackson,
people.
Hulk Hogan.
Look at this
back in the
action
fucking
figures.
80s, bro.
They were just printing money with Hogan. Oh, I'm gonna destroy him, brother. Look, hey, Taker's like, fuck this guy. I love it. Hulk rules, brother. Lives forever.
Hulkamania lives forever.
I've had it, brother. He's gonna have
Foam
another
fingers.
thing coming.
Look at this fucking
This man
schmuck.
just threw-
He throwing the casket. It's got Hulkamania stickers on it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because he's getting
That's
down.
hilarious.
Look at Paul Bear. R.I.P.
Paul Bear sells that shit, dude.
Look how
Like,
nuts the crowd is. The crowd is unhinged for Hogan in '91, folks. I can't wait till we dig into the Hogan files when we get into
bro,
all
like,
these old school
like
matches
golden
of Hogan.
'80s Hogan
But
is
it's like,
gonna be
look at how
fun.
nuts the crowd is. As soon as this man emerges, this is why he had to pose, brother. This is why Vince did all the underhanded shit he did for Hogan, because he's the reason why he was able to sell out the stocks that he did that we were just talking about. All because of this era of wrestling. And nobody cashed out more than Vince and that guy in the red and yellow in the ring. This man was champ for like how long? he headlined every single the first 9 WrestleManias.
Roman Reigns has been champion for 3.5 years, and he still is not touching Hulk Hogan.
That just tells you how fucking over this guy that Hogan was and still is with some people that don't understand race wars that Hogan has drawn a line on, brother. But I digress.
Jesus,
heavily.
man.
So now we got to stare off. Typical Hogan fashion. If anybody's familiar with any Hulk Hogan match, which you're a wrestling fan, I'm sure you've seen at least 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Hogan loves to sports entertain, if you will. I don't even know if I would call it that.
Brother.
Lots of squaring off, lots of holds, lots of resting, lots of hand gestures, lots of facial expressions.
Why is he acting scared though?
Because
What the
Taker's
fuck?
like a demon.
But you're fucking Hulk Hogan, bro. Go eat some vitamins and go punch this nigga in the face.
I gotta be careful, brother. He could really, really, really hurt me, brother. He's supernatural, but he's not immortal.
He's not me, brother.
Look at Paul
got the
Bear
urn.
rubbing
Love
his
Paul Bear.
nose on the urn. Oh yes, oh yes, Undertaker. Don't
Fuck,
sign
man.
that contract. Creative control is everything.
What you talking? Is that the Hulk Hogan you talking?
That's Paul Bear talking Undertaker out of signing up for this match. Because it can't work out good for you if you're gonna go over on Hulk Hogan.
It never goes good. It never goes good.
This is before the Ultimate Warrior fiasco. I believe the following year. I think WrestleMania 6 is the next year.
Yeah, I'm
Right
good
after
on that.
this. Hey, how
I
about
really
that?
don't want to watch any Ultimate Warrior match. if
Oh,
I'm being
buddy,
real.
we gonna get into it. WrestleMania month's gonna be insanity. I think we gotta just review just a bunch of infamous matches, but we'll talk about that offline.
Oh, I already know what mine is. Got you.
Oh, there's gonna be a ton of them. Don't you worry. Like I said, it's gonna be some interesting ideas I have, and we'll bounce off of each other and go from there. But we're gonna be getting a lot of bullshit of the.
Bro, look at this thing. He got the eyes rolling back while he's choking.
Oh yeah,
He's
man. OG Taker.
You think Taker likes choking people? Like he gets off on it? He's got his eyes rolled back and shit.
You'd have to ask the wives of Taker, Miss McCool and Sarah. I think her name was tatted on his neck. Consider her name was tatted on his neck. He probably did like to choke you. So I digress heavily. I don't want to take her.
I mean, he put it on his throat, so maybe she has some good throat.
Oh, Jesus.
Constant reminder every day. He wakes up. Oh, lost my best eater.
My best eater. Yo, I never thought about it like that. I thought maybe he likes to get choked, but you took it to a whole nother level, man. You've been hanging around me entirely too long. I love it. I'm a terrible influence, people, and this is an example.
Sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I should be apologizing, but I guess I'm here to pollute. That's okay.
Oh man.
Look,
Wow.
Paul Bear.
Paul
choking.
Bear? Paul Bear gets some shot. Go straight to the camera. Look at that.
The power. He's so love the sports entertainment happening on this shit. Like, for example, if you cut on WCW in 91, you're getting old school graps. You're getting like territory-esque wrestling.
Territory-esque graps, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
like here you get this like cartoon. This is like Saturday morning cartoon type shit, which is fine. This is what I grew up on. Whoa, look how athletic Taker was. Oh no, brother. You left me there too long. Now my Hulkamaniacs are getting me going. Oh,
you think Taker could have won a G1?
Hogan did. I would hope. Former basketball player, The Undertaker. What the fuck? Oh yeah, this is where we get
that shit. Eye rakes. I hate eye rakes. The only person I see that does eye rakes good is like Ric Flair.
Exactly.
Isn't that some heel shit? Why is Hulk Hogan using an eye rake?
Because he's fighting against the power of the darkness. So he has to use darkness to fight darkness. It's like, no, I'm not gonna.
I thought you'd use like fucking peace and the power of positive. No, that's a New Day thing. Never mind. I don't know.
The power of vitamins and
vitamins
controlled
and
substances, brother.
Put this needle in your thigh, brother. It makes you go mad.
All right, Taker just got knocked over the top rope by a clothesline. Now we're on the outside. Now we're about to start getting real fucking just pointless. I hate when wrestling matches in WWF will go to the outside. So pointless.
They never do them right.
Exactly.
What could you do? A barricade shot, a chair shot, suplex on the mat.
You get some throws into the barricades.
Look, nah, bro. He's finding multiple ways to choke niggas. Undertaker definitely gets off on this shit.
The BDSM. He's definitely a dom. Shout out to Mysterio. Not really. More mommy, I would assume. Ew. But
Dirty Dom Calloway. We ain't talking Dominic. We ain't talking Dominic, my nigga.
I love it. That's hilarious.
Choking niggas with cords and shit.
Redhead Undertaker was really into that choking shit. And Paul Bearer probably promoted it the way he's just, oh yes. Choke that man. You choke him on the ground. Choke him out. Get on top of him and choke him. Oh God. The urns just top explodes off.
Fucking Beeble light comes out of this shit.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck. Look, more chokes.
Speaking of the urn, there's so many weird substances that have come out of the urn to that point. Beams of light, green smoke, clear smoke, black smoke. Like, what the fuck is the urn?
Whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you want it to be, baby. It's whatever you want it to be.
It's a gimmick on a gimmick, baby.
So work and earn, baby. That earn is working, baby.
Oh shit.
More gimmicks than Jericho. You never know.
Facts.
Hogan looks blown the fuck up over this rope.
Hell, because he is, man. You know, Hogan just smoked a joint before he like, I gotta be lifted for the Hulkamania.
Oh, yeah, this is 91. I think he's off the coke. I think he's off.
Hulk Hogan did not smoke the joint. Terry Bollea smoked the joint.
Hulk Hogan just feels the power, brother.
Look at this Hulkamaniac in the front, getting it going. I think this guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is he wearing tights?
No, he's got like some shorts on. Oh, wait, he might be wearing tights. I don't know.
This dude is dressed like Hulk Hogan outside. Wow,
that's a real fan. You see, he's got front row seats to a fucking pay-per-view.
That man definitely. That dude probably definitely waited to get an autograph. Hulk Hogan definitely didn't sign it.
Definitely not. He didn't sign his fucking vitamin bottle and Bible.
Nope. Absolutely not. Hulk Hogan did. I'm sure he used to shill out vitamins. I'd have to ask an old head. Oh, that's my uncle. Yeah, I'm sure he used to shill out vitamins like the Flintstone shits.
Flintstones, gummies, and horse tranquilizers. Got him in the bag, homie.
I would have bought some Hulk Hogan vitamins as a kid. I'd be like, yes, give me those. I want to get
Hulk Hogan vitamins. There just would have been like him posing in different ways and shit like that.
Probably like choke, lodge. That shit get lodged in your throat.
That would have been hilarious. Definitely need to make those. Oh, well, he's already making vapes. He should make like some fucking Hulk Hogan CBD gummies or something like that.
Hulk Hogan is making vapes?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh yeah, that's probably why these old heads be on all these podcasts. They're chilling, like Ric Flair. Him and Ric Flair, man, they be scheming. Hogan was
Ric Flair has weed. I think Flair has weed, if I'm not mistaken.
He has weed and energy drinks and Tony
and
Khan
liquor.
now.
Does he have liquor too?
I hope not. Man, I'm not hard to what?
I thought either Flair had liquor or he supported like a liquor brand. I can't remember.
Probably the latter. Ric Flair would do an ad for anybody at a point in time. Still will.
I'm not surprised. Nigga did fucking Migos songs. Like you gonna do anything for a bag.
Oh, he don't give a fuck. I think I just heard Paul Bear. Never mind.
He got his hand in this nigga's mouth.
Oh yeah, man.
Bro, this is.
He's getting the power from the urn. Look at those eyes rolling.
Dirty
back
ass
in his head.
nigga.
Yeah, Taker's all about that sickness. I ain't talking about dope sick. The others.
Hogan's going out.
No, he's not. The Hulkamaniacs, he can hear him yelling. He's fading out.
Oh, they're giving him power?
Yep, it's gonna come. He's gonna.
Is this like the Earthlings giving Goku power for the Spirit Bomb?
Oh yeah, even worse or better, depending on how you look at it. Oh no, you're gonna get that hand off my face, brother, and I'm gonna point this finger.
Get your fingers out of my throat, brother.
Oh shit! There's Hulk Hogan's comeback. At least I thought it was.
Nope, here it is.
Nope. Shoulder block.
Shoulder thrust.
God, I
shoulder
hate old school
thrust.
wrestling. This sucks.
And
get his ass Taker.
Look at that patented flying lariat. Oh, you see the swing around into the pose?
Yep.
Oh.
Taker was athletic as shit, man.
That nigga swung on one knee and said, ooh.
Is Hogan selling the face/throat? Pause. I didn't mean like selling face. Did I just say that? Did I just say Hulk Hogan was selling face?
He said he's selling the face and throat.
That's just wild.
Yo, God. Jesus. Okay.
Oh, here we go, folks. Here's the
look
spot.
At this, the infamous moment. Now watch this tombstone.
Lay me soft, brother.
And he no-sells it. He no-sells it.
Oh, I think this is day 399 of the year. He broke my neck, brother. I got up,
boom.
though.
No sell. Boom.
Revive my spine, brother, to get me going.
Look at it. Look at it. Into the, another hit.
In all honesty, though, I think the spot's coming up. It happens like towards the end of the match, if I remember correctly. Like he does it after the match ends.
Oh, okay. I get it.
It's like on a chair or something. That's
He's doing the Triple H lean. Look at that. Down to a knee.
It is. Oh, I got him, Hogan said.
You don't see many Doms on their knees, brother. Look at that. Oh, irate.
Man, his moveset. Speaking of eye rakes, here he comes. Like I said, Nature
Oh,
Boy.
God. Look, right on time.
Yep.
Body slam.
With the shit.
We're going to get the leg drop? We're going to get the leg drop? What the fuck? Why did you do that?
Hogan's just showed any distractions.
Did the urn send some bad vibrations his way? What was that?
Absolutely.
Oh, hits Flair. Flair goes down. Why'd you hit Flair, buddy? What did Flair do?
He's trying to take my belt, brother.
Irish whip. Big fucking boot.
Here it comes.
And Paul grabbed the leg.
Oh, Taker sits
Shouldn't
up.
that be a disqualification? No. Oh.
In this era of WWF, you would think. Oh, here it is.
He with a throat chop. He is obsessed with this man's throat.
Here it is. Here's the one I'm speaking about. Broke my neck, brother.
That nigga's head didn't come anywhere near that chair.
Right on the chair. That Taker's an unsafe worker, brother. I don't know about him. Never gonna do another
an
job
unsafe worker, brother.
That's documented though. For listeners' sake, Hogan says that he breaks his neck on that spot on the chair. As we all saw, Hogan's neck was very much protected. A solid 1.5 inches away from the crowd, I'd say.
I saw more. There was like at least 2 or 3 inches of clearance of.
Oh yeah.
No way
Taker
he
wins
broke
the
his
belt.
neck.
Taker goes over on Hogan.
Is this the first time Hogan has lost the belt on the BA show?
Yeah, because he did. I mean, everything else has been NWO. He only a couple NWO matches he's ever lost, or NWO era Hogan title matches he's lost. So yeah, Taker wins. Taker's first WWF title win.
And he's like no selling it. He just walks back.
Oh yeah, he don't give a shit. Told you, man, this Taker looks scary as all of them because he looks like what that character was supposed to look like before he became all these iterations of stuff.
I completely get it. Oh, everyone's checking on Hogan.
Oh, here we go. So now, folks, you're about to you thought you got a show before. Here's the second act. Hogan's solo show, I should say. Here's what I would do if I broke my neck.
Right? Fucking ass, bro.
Hogan is crowded by a bunch of officials from the back. He's moving his limbs and stuff, so he's not selling that he can't move.
He's not paralyzed.
No.
He's not paralyzed.
They're really trying to make this seem like a big deal. If you look into the crowd behind the hard cam, it looks pretty wild. Outside of Homeboy, that's just pumped to be on camera. They got rid of that guy immediately. Oh, never mind. Hey, can't get rid of me.
Monsoon is putting this shit over like crazy.
Oh, Monsoon always, man. What is he doing out there? So Hogan's gonna sit here half sleepish for the next, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes. Oh yeah, I told you he was selling that broken neck, brother. He broke my neck.
So I'm skipping through 10 seconds.
My eyes.
I'm skipping through 10-second increments, and this motherfucker's still laying down. He finally gets up. So after a minute,
I can't. Don't be easy. Be easy with my biceps.
I skipped ahead to an hour and 31 minutes, and he's getting up. He still can't.
Help me. Don't cry, kid.
He can't hit a D'Lo Brown.
Not at all.
Can't move that shit at all. Come on, Hulkster, get up, buddy. Go take some vitamins and pray about it.
Right.
You gonna be good. You gonna be good. Man. He looks sad. He didn't go over. Poor Hulkster.
Yeah. Now he's got to sell freezing go overs because all these dudes beat him up. It's the only way. I don't lose clean, brother.
Poor Hulkster. But that concludes that match.
It's a bunch of Hogan walking out. Nobody. If you want to see that on your own dime, be my guest.
Yeah, if you want to see Hulk Hogan walk out to a bunch of people sad that he didn't win his belt, then yeah, like he said, be my guest.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. So yeah, man. Speaking of infamy, like I said, that was the match that Hogan tried to claim one of the safest and most respected workers in the business hurt him, and he clearly didn't. Like, we can't see the film. But hey, that's Big T. That's Terry, man. Terry be lying. Terry's talking lies. Typically,
fucking Terry Bollea.
All right, man. So moving on. So are we doing another match, or are we moving on to the final match?
I think
we doing it.
I think it's time.
Oh man. So I got a lot of backpedaling here. Shout out to every solid Hall of Fame cornerback I've ever seen, because I'm about to try to do my best impression. So if we remember BA's show of early, episode 1 or 2-ish, I made a comment, and I think the wise man definitely remembers this comment I made.
I remember the comment
in reference to a certain match in a certain time frame that a lot of anybody that wants to put a camera in their face or a microphone in front of them always talk about in the wrestling community. It happened in 1997. As I opened the show up with infamous matches and moments, and I'd be remiss as your host, your nostalgia king, B.A. DiBiase, if I didn't bring this match up because it happened at a Survivor Series. So please forgive me, people, as I go back on something I dug my heels into the dirt on I would never do, because every podcast does it. But as they say in the wrestling biz, wise man, never say never. And here's why. The Montreal Screwjob main event of Survivor Series 97. We figured there'd be no better infamous match of the first BA show, infamous matches and moments than the most infamous match and moment of any Survivor Series match.
Mm-hmm.
That's all track wise, man. Did I say anything wrong? Did I speak ill of these good listeners that come and listen to us every week? The last thing I want to do is be seen as a liar. Call me what you want. Scumbag, dirtball, terrible wrestling podcaster, but a liar.
Son, you have repented. You have repented for your words.
A graps liar in which I do not want to be. So we're here. And I think we all kind of know the history. If you have a heartbeat and if you know wrestling to any certain degree as far as history of it, this is something that is always talked about. That fair wise, man, or do you think anybody out there that's just should not know about this that are fans?
No, there's if especially if you listen to this podcast, you know about this match. There's not going to be too much that we're going to like go and try to educate you on. You know about this shit. And if you just do a quick Google search or YouTube search, you're gonna have a rabbit hole of content to look down.
Man.
There's personal interviews, YouTubers, podcasts,
whole
Dark
ass
Side of the Ring, documentaries.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
From different perspectives, Vince, Brett, Sean, all of them. Everybody's had their spiel. They've had follow up to this. They've even had a public apology done on this within like the last, like, what is that? That was like, what, 2010, 2011 when they came and hashed it out. So this happens quite a bit, man, as far as the graps, if you will, in this world. So crank it up, Sean. Survivor Series 97, 2 hours, 14 minutes, 40 seconds. You're going to see HBK getting ready to come out with the OGD Generation X crew of Ravishing Rick Rude, China, both RIP, and none other than the Golden Shovel himself, learning how to dig it from none other than from the best of them, Triple H.
Start.
I love the random fucking play starts. Yes, so
boy,
Shawn
China
Michaels
is fucking jacked, nigga. What the hell?
This is China. Yeah, China was like that's why people get so mad when they compare her to Rhea. Like people that get really in their feelings about it, or compare Rhea to her, I should say, because they'd be like, how? Because of that. Like, look how like China wasn't built like just a fit woman. Like China was built like a legit linebacker or some shit. Like, and that's said with the most respect to her.
Because China can look like she stopped you on 4th and 1. Like
that's why they had to let her start beating dudes, because she's roaming and doing all this stuff on the outside. They're like, yo, she's just as big as these motherfuckers. So
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, man. So when you see some of our internet friends in the wrestling community get upset about Rhea being booked that way, like a China, because she's the closest thing we'll probably ever get to a China, in all honesty, man, to be completely real, in my opinion. So we got HBK as the European champion. At a certain point in time, he just essentially gives this title to Triple H because fuckery in 1997 and 1998 was heavy in the air.
D-Generation X shit, yeah.
This is when Shawn Michaels was I mean, I would argue, like, in his bag as well. I know we talked about it as well, documented about, at least I found out the second run was way more eventful than I ever thought. Beer thrown in his face, because he is in Montreal as he holds a Canadian flag and gets ready to, I'm sure, wipe his butt with it or dig his nose.
I was about to say he should wipe his ass with it if I'm not mistaken.
But yes, this HBK was in his heel bag, you can say. We can talk about the graps all day, but the character work, none other, and people miss it and they'll never get it because Jesus, in a positive sense, Jesus Christ, because he's saved. Not saying that directly. Yep, as he
wipes his ass with it and immediately poses.
Man, puts the Canadian flag in his gooch, folks, and then blows his nose, probably full of some sort of prescription drugs or cocaine, I'm sure, as he wipes it out his nose. Probably
and
both.
Alcohol.
And that too. He definitely took a shot before he came out here. Man, to be a fly on the wall in 1997 WWF, man, You was probably seeing some shit backstage. Look at what they're doing
and then
on
dry
camera.
humps the fucking Canadian
This man
flag.
just straight up gave some missionary to the Canadian flag. Oh, Canada, he said. And he said, no. Oh, Shawn Michaels. Here's how. And then he just put it in his drawers. Yo, I've never seen so much disrespect of a flag.
And slaps the ring announcer with
it. His ball juice is definitely on there. And then he uses his, oh my. What is,
oh, Jesus. What kind of sign is that? I don't even know how to explain that.
What are they doing in China? What the fuck am I watching? Yo, that was wild. For 1998, that was wild. 97. That's insane. So now we got Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation.
He got the whole foundation behind him.
I mean, this is Canada, man. It was. I could give you some perspective on like, while this was like the stuff, the tone of wrestling at this time. Bret Hart was a huge fucking heel, huge heel. He got a big negative reaction on TV at this time.
Wait, he's a heel right now?
Oh yeah, yes, bruh, yes.
Wait, but is he not
Hart Foundation
face in Canada?
In Canada, yes. Everywhere else they were doing Raw at heel. That's how serious this shit he was doing was, because he was talking so much shit about the Americans and how we didn't appreciate what he was doing in America as far as wrestling, and we rather cheer for shit like Shawn Michaels. And that's the narrative he was creating. And it was, I'm telling you, Bret Hart was in his heel bag a whole nother way. More to the point of how bad WCW fucked up the Bret Hart bag when he came there. Because think about that, Sean. Think about how big of a fucking babyface he was in his company.
Yeah.
And to draw that kind of hate. I mean, it all started with the Stone Cold shit in WrestleMania 13, though. That's where it all took off. But here, he only was cheered in Canada. Everywhere else, booed. Profusely booed. Bad booed. Jesus. To the point where it made guys like Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold popular. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where this was born in. Not the NWO doing cool heel shit and yay, too sweet. No, Bret Hart completely flipping the bag upside down. But again, like we can get into this at some point. Bret Hart doesn't get his credit for a lot because of everybody thinks about Bret Hart in that light of that 92 to 95 Bret Hart. But no, the man was doing work. And I can tell you from watching Raw every week religiously at this time, he was one of the biggest heels, both brands, WCW or WWF at this time. You can say NWO shit was real. That was real heel shit. But as far as people that were in the WWF bubble, Bret Hart deserves his respect as a heel at this time.
Putting over fucking Bret Hart. All right. Didn't expect that.
I put over Bret Hart any day. As a face in this period time, not the WCW shit. Y'all won't catch me pounding any sort of pavement on that. Y'all got that. That was awful across the board. WWF Bret, I will fight you to the death because that title behind me, that winged eagle, in my mind, that's not synonymous with Hulk. That's synonymous with him and Shawn and Diesel and all them motherfuckers when I was like real young. So yeah. Look at this Canadian kid. I'm telling you, bro. You cut on the Raw the week before in whatever U.S. city
China
was in.
is a man. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, it was petty as fuck at this time, bro. See, Bret is a hero. You talk about that Hogan response that we just saw in 91. Like, Bret is getting the same type of love here in Canada where I'm telling you, cut on Raw the week before. If it was not in Canada, he was getting shit on. Stuff thrown in the ring type shit. Shawn leaning into his bullshit.
He got the fucking signs everywhere.
He's cheesing. I love it. You can
Rick
feel
Rude
the
would rather
in this
be in
match,
China. That's hilarious.
Canadian fans are just as low as we are. Bret the sellout Hart. What is happening? Yo, look how mad these people are. I love it. I'm glad we did this. Even though I'm kind of just like I was kind of mad, like resentment, like, oh, why are you doing this? But there's a lot of fucking heat around this match. As we
we're not doing like all the back end and all that bullshit. We're just watching the match.
We here for the fucking just meat potatoes. Give me all the garbage. I don't want to try to dress this up as something classy. I'm here for the filth. Wrestling filth, that is. And that's why we created this. So
facts.
You get so much, like I said, there's so much to talk about as far as this period of wrestling. Look at big fucking winged eagle looking beautiful. Look at her. Ugh. So Sean coming out immediately on the offense.
Jesus. He popped out the gate with that shit.
Cause you got, I mean, as we get into the lore of it all, we might as well talk about it. You got to think about the conversations he was having right before he went out with Vince, the underhanded shit that was happening with Vince telling Bret one thing and then pulling him and Triple H aside, like, well, you guys are about to fuck him over, right? Y'all know y'all about to do this type of shit. And they were just like, yeah, whatever you need, boss. Probably why they're running NXT and WWE right now, right here. This is how they got into the family, right here. This is how they got cool with Vince. Because Vince was very, for anybody that doesn't know anything about like why were they so worried about Bret Hart winning this match, to just kind of speak to those if you don't know what's up. Bret Hart is about to walk out of the WWF right after this match and be in WCW. It's known by everybody. They know he's leaving. And Bret does not want to lose the WWF title in his homeland of Canada. He does not want to do that and give them the benefit of the doubt. Again, to the storyline, I feel more than anything. Wiseman and I were talking pre-pod about the amount of pride in wrestling in a predetermined sport. And this situation describes a lot of the ego and pride involved in wrestling. Everybody involved. Vince, Bret, Shawn, everybody. Ego. Across the board. And everything involved in it shows, but also to the point of all the drama, look at all the shit just surrounding around this match. Like, this does not feel like a WWF match. Think about what you just watched in 1991. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7 years later. This feels like an ECW type match as far as the heat I saw coming out, the vulgar ass sides, the shit Shawn Michaels was doing. This does not feel like that WWF. So shout out to them for adapting, man.
Hell yeah. They needed that. They got away from all the clean, family-friendly shit.
Had to, man.
Fuck that. They're already back to it, but nah, man. Back then, give me the fucking filth in wrestling. That shit's already about beating niggas up and violence. Like,
another thing that sticks out to me in this match as I watch this back, look at the amount of fucking officials around, yo. Why is there so many people just around them?
I didn't even notice that.
There's like 5 fucking officials. Vince, 5 different refs, Sergeant fucking Slaughter.
Maybe they're just trying to gain control of the match. They're going, shit like that.
I think
more
that's
choking.
I think that's what they're selling it at, but I think Vince was worried about Bret. That's why they was all out there when I think about the stories, the lines behind the scenes. Because at the end of the day, Bret knocks Vince the fuck out at the end of this night. Yeah. That's how Vince ends his night. So that's all Vince is thinking about because he knows Bret. He knows these dudes, man. Like, so he knows Bret's temper. He knows Bret is from Stu Hart is his fucking dad. Bret ain't here to play. It's the moral of that story. Bret, like, I'll wrestle with you all day. I'll do the graps, but I'll fight a motherfucker too. As we find out, as Bret Hart is married to a black woman, he has to be a strong white man to be married to a black woman. With that being said, and shout out to my sisters with that said. That's said with the utmost respect because of the utmost respect to that man. Because I know Bret Hart is about that life, and Vince McMahon knew Bret Hart was about that life. That's why he had. I think honestly, as I watch this back at this type of capacity, which I've never done, the officials stick out like a sore thumb to me. Because you've seen matches pour out to the outside. We just watched.
You don't see fucking 5 refs. Yeah, you don't see 5 refs.
These dudes are surrounded. And then another thing, the crowd is like on top of the match. That's dope though. I like that. I like how it seems very intimate. Way more intimate than any WWF show you would see typically at this time.
Facts.
Because they're usually
and Vince is down there himself too. This is wild.
That's what I'm saying, bruh. That's what I'm saying.
You got Briscoe.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, they got
Slaughter,
the whole,
Visco,
they got
5
the whole
officials, Vince.
stooge crew out there, ready for some stooging in case Bret wanted to start going into business for himself. They were ready.
I mean, he does in the back, but yeah.
Because they didn't, and to that point, they were afraid of Bret not being a pro, but they were all not professionals, and Bret was the most professional one in the whole thing. When you think about, at least at this point in juncture in it, we can talk about Bret being petty in the future because Bret can hold a grudge, as Bill Goldberg knows. So with that said, in this moment, like, Bret still did business. He still played it. It wasn't like he tried to grab a microphone and start talking shit. I think that's what they were worried about him doing, that kind of stuff. And that's why all these guys are out there to kind of like jump on top of him if he was about to try to embarrass the WWF title. You gotta think about it, man. This is a different wrestling. This is different than the wrestling we live in now around kayfabe and stuff. It was way more protected back then than it ever is now.
Yeah, and I wasn't alive for this. I mean, I was alive, but I wasn't really like cognizant.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking, because I know you and a lot of guys that are probably in your age range, like outside of YouTube videos and shit, which they talk about the meat and potatoes, but the atmosphere and environment, I don't think is really well spoken about, because everybody just worries about the drama of what happens, but not about the actual wrestling product itself that was taking place at this time. To a more detailed degree, in which, like I was telling you about Bret Hart's heel work. Nobody talks about Bret Hart's heel work at this time for real. The Hart Foundation were despised.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Man.
Was not a big Bret Hart guy myself.
Most people aren't, because he's not fun or sexy to talk about, because he's very much just, here he is. That's all everybody really associates Bret Hart with. Like, look, he's knocking out officials.
Damn, he's knocking officials out? Shit.
Heel work, bro. Heel work. Look at Vince just hovering over him. I'm telling you, they were worried. It's so much kayfabe and work shoot. Like, Vince Russo is like Boner City somewhere in the back. Like, he's like, oh, nobody knows what's happening. Oh, it's so amazing. Swerves and shit. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I can only imagine Vince Russo right now.
Right.
But this is what got him on this kind of stuff. Cause he knows from the pops and stuff that this match gets over history, it's drama. That's what he found. That's what sells. That's what he always has believed in. This match means a lot to wrestling history, I feel like. At least the next 10 to 15 years of this product. A lot of that is kind of the dust settles from this match on where a lot of stuff goes. Bret Hart's career, Bret Hart could have wrestled a solid another 10, 15 years if that shit didn't happen with this concussion stuff.
I feel
Bret Hart always took care of himself. As far as like being in shape and being a safe worker and working smart to be able to wrestle a long time, he always took those steps. So,
now the match starts. There it is. Okay. The match just started.
Yep. A solid 12 minutes later.
More choking. You gotta love the choking on this episode.
Yeah, man.
If you're into that shit, this episode is for you.
Yeah, definitely don't watch it with anybody around. Just watch it to yourself. A lot of choking.
Unless your girl's into that shit, then hey.
And then, there you go. You're welcome. Whoever you are.
Keep it close to you.
Wise man. Love it. Shit. So,
and the atomic drop. Oh, God.
There we go.
Look at that Michael cell.
The Sean flops, folks. Gotta love it. Gotta love the flops.
Love those fucking Shawn Michaels cells.
But, I mean, the whole history of Shawn and Bret, it could have been so much better than what it was because of ego, man. These guys, Shawn had his way about that title, and Bret, I think Bret was a little more understanding about it, but he just wasn't going to do the job in Montreal. I get it. I can't even be mad at him for it because of how this all was being perceived. And the fact that
in the face.
Yeah, he sold that shit beautifully. Good job by both of those guys. But yeah, it was a lot of just bullshit around this. So it's interesting to see this back on this lens, this podcast lens. I've never watched this under before.
Never watched this full match at all. That's why I never really talked about it. I've watched a bunch of the backstory shit, interviews and all that stuff, but most of it, never watched this shit. Like a full match. I've seen clips, shortened videos and all that, but the full like broadcast, no.
Yep. Look at everybody getting pissed off at Shawn. Shawn's chopping, throwing DX signs at the crowd. They're not appreciating it.
Good shit.
Getting a big reaction out of it. That's what I'm telling you, man. That just shows you how the heat. Look, they are wanting to fight Shawn Michaels. I love it. You do not get reactions like that in wrestling these days. Look at them dudes.
You don't
They
get
are
death
ready.
threats anymore.
Them dudes is ready to lose it all to fight Shawn Michaels.
Over a wrestling match.
Predetermined wrestling match. That just tell you the pull that these dudes had on this
Well,
product.
is this one predetermined? Oh, I guess on one side it is.
I mean, that's a fair statement, wise man, because this could have went either way. I wouldn't even align this in the predetermined column. This could have went either way.
That's pretty funny though.
Because the match wasn't supposed to end the way it did. If it was another move, they just found that, honestly, and this is another thing as we watch this back at this capacity, I feel like they were just waiting for a moment to get Brett to lose without it looking like it was on purpose. And putting Shawn putting him in the sharpshooter, albeit double disrespect on what's already happening because of what he's doing to him. It's the perfect spot to say he tapped and just kind of get out, because a lot of people in the arena are just going to assume he tapped. People on TV gonna have another discussion, but we'll worry about that in post. So that's the mindset. I'm telling you, bro. Vince, especially when they talk about how they talked about and planned it out after they told Brett that they was gonna let him go over and it was gonna be cool. For them to just kind of stop him to be like, hey, Vince is like, come here, guys. You know we're not gonna let that shit go, right? He cannot do that with our title and sell it like that to them on some old like company man shit. So. It paid off for those guys. I'm not mad at it. Like,
not either.
This is a misplaced loyalty, but from a wrestler to wrestler standpoint, they lost a lot of respect. But whatever.
And
those guys don't care.
I would lose a lot of respect for you too if you did that shit to me.
Facts.
But then again, Brett, you should have played ball. You didn't want to play ball.
Because Brett screwed Brett.
And didn't want to play ball, homie. Fucked with billionaires and asshole wrestlers.
Yep.
You're not gonna win.
Fucked around and found out. Unfortunately,
found out real quick and then sent your ass to the WCW to get ran over by the fucking NWO, and then kicked in the face by Goldberg.
There it is.
Oh, now all of a sudden he's like selling the shit out of his injuries. All right. He's barely gotten touched this whole entire match, and now he's like fucking injured. Look at this.
Now we're doing some graps here. This is the most scraps I've ever seen from Shawn Michaels.
Right? But I mean, it's just it's a hole. They're breathing. They're getting their wind back.
They're blown up. Bret Hart came out there in steam, bro. Shawn Michaels did too.
They're getting their stuff back. No, props to them. They need it, especially in a long ass match, because I don't even know how much is left on this shit. I mean, not that. No,
that's what I'm saying. It's about to get wild here.
So yeah, at least it's not like a fucking hour long.
This is them telling the sharpshooter spots coming. Yeah, exactly. This could have been way worse. As far as time goes,
way worse. Because man, with this little time, it's got to start getting wild here in a bit.
Oh yeah, it gets really wild.
Trying to get out of it. What is he trying to do? There it is. Okay, it's a throw. I was like, you trying to suplex him into the fucking corner? Get up, Brett. Took his ankles. Oof.
Here we go. Technician shit.
Yep.
Oh, Shawn Michaels with the graps. Never mind.
Oh, what was that? Like an eye rake?
Yeah, I thought he was about to choke.
I thought it was a choke. I was like, oh, wow. No, it was an eye rake. Don't worry. Got scared there for a second. It was an actual wrestling move.
Oh, not from HBK right now. Not in this era of HBK.
Not in this fucking era. Which is wild to say. Oh, shit. Good sell. Love it. Kicks. And another eye rake. That is a favorite amongst these niggas in the 90s. Jesus Christ.
Facts.
Eye rakes and pile drivers. The fuck, dude?
Both of which you don't see much of these days.
Well, one you can't do in the WWE. True. The other one you got to turn on AEW, and I know you niggas ain't watching that.
Nope.
Although Dub watches it, but he doesn't admit it.
Dub watches all wrestling and don't be talking about it. I love it though. It's hilarious.
It's okay though. Dub is like a secret like AEW lover, deep at heart. It's all good though. He'll acknowledge his love one day.
Well, we'll ask next time he comes on the show, or next time we're on the main together. We got to bring that up. I call him out all the time for the much he knows about NXT UK and level up, evidently. So yes, it has to be coming from somewhere. Sneaky Graps, as I call him.
Because I remember he was even like talking about Roddy Strong. He's like, take away my Roddy Strong. I'm like, oh, you're Roddy Strong, really?
Can't have that.
Oh, he put him in a fucking figure 4 on the leg post or on the
Bret Hart's with the shits. This is honestly, when you look back at the Goldberg thing that he talks about, it wasn't him getting kicked in the head. It was this spot that he does with Goldberg, and Goldberg doesn't catch him, and his head just smacks the ground. Like Shawn catch, like you see, like Shawn's like holding up Bret too when he falls back to get into the hold. But in that match against Goldberg, you can see him try to do the same thing, but Goldberg's not like
responsive.
He's too green to know, like, hey, I should grab him, and Bret just fucking thumps the back of his head, jumping back like that. That's the concussion, not the kick that everybody thinks.
I thought it was the kick.
Me too.
I mean,
me too.
The more you know.
I saw that. Hey man,
educate. Ooh, that looked nasty. Educated.
Education on the Graps. I like their.
I'm not gonna call Goldberg Graps.
I wouldn't even call him sports entertainment. I don't even know what to call Goldberg.
Goldberg is Goldberg.
Yeah,
you get a Goldberg match. That's
as good as it's gonna get.
It's a fucking Goldberg match. He's tearing this nigga's knee up.
Oh yeah, he's fucking up Shawn Michaels. Like I said, man, this match is ridiculous of all accounts.
It is. I would wonder how this match would have really ended if I think Bret didn't do his shenanigans.
I think Bret would have went over.
You think so?
It's in Montreal. Vince ain't stupid. This ain't Vince's first trip here.
Vince.
He wouldn't have wanted to, but
things.
Think about it. Bret's already champion. Shawn Michaels already holds his European title. Last thing I'm sure Vince McMahon is trying to do is give Shawn Michaels more power, but he had to. He had no choice.
In this instance, you had no fucking choice. Exactly. Once you want your belt on the other.
Because he knew this was a bad deal too. Because Shawn Michaels was a lot to deal with, and the last thing, and he couldn't put it on Triple H. He had to do this. Who else was he gonna put it on? Austin wasn't champ yet.
Didn't
Austin
Taker
had
say
the crown?
Taker said something to the effect of he would have offered to do it, and Bret could have dropped it to Taker, and Taker would have dropped it to Shawn. I mean, it could have worked.
Maybe.
It could have worked. But to your point,
maybe Vince wasn't trying to get Taker involved in it.
Maybe he knew Taker wouldn't play ball to a certain point.
And that's why he knew the type of. I mean, they know that kind of stuff, like who's the locker room leaders and stuff. So I'd imagine that being the case.
Or you just know Shawn Michaels was on that bullshit and was willing to do whatever for a bag and a title.
Yeah, all facts.
Those patented Shawn Michaels bumps in the corner, the flip over.
E-Town.
Looks fucking blown up. You got.
Oh yeah, here we go.
It's. Oh yep. Here we go. It's coming up. We got a couple minutes left on it, so. And it's just so abrupt because this doesn't even seem like the match should be ending anywhere near the couple minutes. So that's how you know how bullshit this ending is. And I even love because what's the referee's name here? It's
Earl Hebner.
Yeah, Earl. I kept saying fucking Earl Campbell, but Earl Hebner. I don't know why. He was making comments like, yeah, as soon as I hit that 3, I just sped out of the ring and got into my car and left.
Oh yeah, I don't blame him. And that's why Vince wanted as least people as possible to be involved, because he wanted all the heat to come to him. Because he, in his mind, his argument was, "You gonna take my title with you on WCW Nitro?" And I can't blame him for that. He knew the value of what that would. If that would have slipped out of his hands, and he would have let him do that.
Fucked.
You're fucked. That's not to say it's a bad look all around.
Yeah, 97. You're fucked, bro. Oh, that would have been bad. Yeah, that would have been definitely bad.
That was lucky for sure.
Oh, is this it? Sleepily gets into the fucking sharpshooter.
Yep. Very slowly. Now you're gonna see Earl Hebner I am out of there. Yep. Earl Hebner, you would have thought just robbed the bank the way he fucking patted Bret Hart on the back like, hey, buddy, sorry. And Bret just looks disgusted. Here comes the big glob of spit right at Vince. That thing looked like it had its own social security number. It was so big.
Jesus.
Shawn Michaels acting like he had no idea. As we know, those are all lies. But he had to. Vince had to do this to protect him. Shawn Michaels gets the title, and he is out of there.
Out of there.
And this shit goes to black so fast. That's just how you knew some shit went down. This is so weird. I didn't watch this live at the time either, folks. I didn't see this pay-per-view as it happened. I remember everything. I remember the day I remember the Raw the next day, though. And this is how it ends right here. Fade to black. Because they knew some shit was about to go down. They were like, get them out of there. Cameras off.
Jesus.
So that's the screw job, folks. That's what that shit looks and feels like. Wise man, I would love to hear your thoughts because I just found out that was your first time seeing the shit front to back, bro. What was your thought process on that?
If we talk about the match, I personally don't enjoy Bret Hart matches. I've been a little vocal on that on Twitter, but just looking at it,
you love graps. Make that make sense for me. But continue. Sorry, continue your take. Sorry,
these boring graps. It's like saying you love fucking,
graps.
but I don't like boring pussy. Like, give me some fucking spice on it. Nigga, like something. Give me some life to it. Like,
I'd argue it's what you make it, my friend. But as a Bret Hart match, in that light, but hey, we like what we like.
I guess.
And I can't, you know what? And I can't even hold it against you before I get to your actual take on the match about Bret Hart because you didn't see it. It's a certain stick with me. It's like the John Cena shit with you. I respect John Cena for his Dr. Thugonomics and everything he did up until he became Big Match John. Watching back through this lens now, and then also seeing him essentially get canceled and destroyed, and his character of y'all not gonna want to see me back. It makes me now look back and appreciate Big Match John now, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that speaks on that, super fan or not. With Bret Hart, like I said, and this is why I give John Cena much flowers for what he's doing right now with his character. Bret Hart is not remembered for the things he should be remembered for because people look at Bret Hart with this, oh, he was fucking bored. I was a Shawn Michaels fan. I'd rather watch Shawn Michaels matches. That kind of shit, I feel like tarnishes his reputation. That, and then his complaining more nature that he kind of presents now as an old head to people that didn't watch him when he was happening, that would make me want to hate somebody too. If I already am kind of like, I could take or leave what you've done. So that's my thought processes, but tell me.
Okay.
As the man that does not feel him.
I don't feel just because just the stylistic of the graps, but the actual match here, it was okay. Knowing the significance of it makes it better. But like, if this didn't have a screwy ending, I don't see this being anything I would go back and be like, oh, that was a fire match. Yeah, fucking Shawn versus Bret 97. Like, I'm not doing that. And I'm sorry, and it might be just for the times. It's like, what I view that argument is like, I view like that in basketball. Like, a lot of people now, we will either say Kobe or LeBron, but you get an old nigga and they gonna fucking die on the hill of Michael Jordan. Just because you watched him.
Because we was outside, yeah.
Exactly. I was outside for LeBron and, kind of the middle to end of Kobe. Mm-hmm. It's just how it was. Mm-hmm. So with this, not a big Bret Hart guy. I was a Shawn guy because I watched Shawn. Shawn was actually arguably my favorite wrestler, one of. So that's the only saving grace to this match is Shawn. Other than that, I'm not looking for it. But the actual seeing the screw job front to back aspect of it, interesting. Because you knew some shady shit was coming just from the pacing of it. And as soon as he puts on that sharpshooter, you just see Earl Hebner go like, fuck it, just do it, and then get out of there. Like,
there's no signal. There's no. I mean, you watch the documentaries. They got different viewpoints. Like Vince, like kind of telling Earl, like, this motherfucker, do it.
Ring the damn bell.
So exactly. So that's I get all of that as the kind of like person that wasn't around when this was all smack dab brand new. But watching it after the fact, and also not really being a Bret guy coming into it, But I mean, as that said, like as far as me being that guy that was around and into Bret Hart, and now more so after the fact, Shawn Michaels too, as far as his appreciation of him. I think the thing that stuck out to me the most, to your point of the bullshit, was just how much the energy. Do you take away the screw job out of that, and then let's say you just have that heat coming into the match though? I don't think it's gonna be as spicy as it was with all the action happening in the ring. Because again, Shawn and Bret, that wasn't their best match, but there's a lot of history and heat there to be had to where, and then Bret Hart will tell you his best dance partner was Shawn Michaels, in his opinion. And that's to that reason. But I feel like, again, to the point I was making earlier, ego destroys a lot in wrestling as far as money to be made. If Bret wasn't in his feelings so much about what was happening, he could have, and I'm sure he probably regrets it now even more so because he really hates Eric Bischoff at WCW. He would have found a way to make that shit work, I think. But egos, I think it's easier to be said than done now because of how much time has passed. And, you know, they've hashed it out and they had their shake the hand moment on Raw, which ushered in that Bret and Vince series they had leading up to WrestleMania that year, which was wild in itself. Yeah. But Bret Hart's wrestling in jorts is ridiculous to see.
Disgusting.
Never want to see it again. Cena in shorts, that's okay. Bret Hart in black jorts, yuck.
It's the only nigga that can wrestle in jorts. Him, John Cena, and Balls Mahoney. Only nigga that can wrestle in jorts.
Yeah, only reason why Bret Hart almost gets away with it, hashtag black wife, but no. Still, this is the disrespect. But like I said, completely understand. Different way to watch the screw job, but I'm here for it. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Let us know on all of our sites about, just as far as our handles, I'm about to get y'all in a second about this. What's y'all most infamous moment? What did we forget? Because I know there's a couple we didn't get to tonight, just for the sake of time, and also the sake of volumes, because we hope to be around next November too, and we'll get into those. So with that being said, let us know on all of our handles, which you can't find me of any individual status of having, because I don't fuck with the social media on the individual side, but for this pod and the pod cause, at Let Me Book Pod everything, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the big three, if you will, of the social media gang. As far as engagement, we are there. Also, as y'all already know, letmebookpod.com. All sorts of little site updates coming up as we kind of get into the holiday season. New merch definitely coming soon. Stay tuned to your Instagrams and your Twitters for that announcement. As you already know, Let Me Book the Territory every Friday, keeping it strong. The last few weeks, we've had a plethora of different host lineups. Let us know what y'all think about those. Me personally, I think the one you're listening to now was the best, selfishly, but hey, I digress, in the words of the Tasmaniac. Also, as you already know, every other Wednesday, typically the schedule here, but we got a very fun and weird week in all the positive ways of the weirdness as far as episodes dropping to y'all. So when stuff's normal every other Wednesday, but y'all about to get a lot of different doses of this here. And as far as everything I can think of, that is all the places in which and where that I can be found, which is everything Let Me Book the Territory this week. Wise man, where can the people find you?
Oh my God, Jesus. So every other week here on the BA show, we got Twitter is X videos, I'm sorry, is Fourth Rope. Other than that, I think I'm gonna be on Embrace the Turn Up talking some raps compared with the graps. Raps compared with the graps with old Dubsky. Other than that, that's it. They'll probably want me on as AEW's chief correspondent on the territories here up soon for Full Gear, but that's just a prediction. Other than that, that's it. I'm not too many places.
Feel it. Much respect, man. We probably will be intertwining you, and we got some traveling coming up, but we'll see. We'll talk about it in the chats. But as y'all already know, this has been another episode, 18 that is, of the BA Show. We're gonna come at y'all strong with another one coming soon. But in the meantime, in the words of the illustrious modern day poet Sean, Jay-Z, Young Hove, Carter, may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following everything that we're doing here. Don't keep us a secret. Tell your homies, tell your friends, tell your wives, tell your sisters, your brothers, cousins, mothers, all your peeps. If they all kind of like wrestling, the old school stuff, or new, like some jokey stuff, come fuck with us, man. We don't bite. We cool. You can take us to your cookout. I promise. We won't embarrass you. But yeah.
Play some dominoes.
Yes. Hell yeah. Shout out to Cube. Boys of the Hood. But yes, y'all take it easy out there, man. Appreciate y'all. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Everything's wrestling. Peace.